I'm sorry? Whatever you do.
Okay, better get
You
organized.
can jockey around any way you want.
Stop this for my Leo is for my
Yeah, this one's got a broken screen.
Getting old.
It's green.
This we got, this we got.
Oh, blue. Thank you, Matt.
I like the BMW, he's a great Corvette.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Leo's a Marine Corvette. I like the VFW guys.
It's the only way we get anybody here. Yeah. Left fire, left. You know, the one little trick I used to use all the times was just, whenever that was happening, just getting them arranged, just take it nice and slow. Yes, right. That's all. And then there you go. You know?
Nancy, you ready? I'd like to call the 7 p.m. work session meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Boonstra?
Here.
Mr. Lane?
Here.
Mr. Madigan?
Yeah,
Mr. Shanley?
Here.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Here. Can you please read the open work session statement?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. This regular work session meeting of the Wykoff Township Committee is now in session. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting appears on our annual schedule of meetings. A copy of said annual schedule has been posted on the bulletin board in Memorial Town Hall. The copy has been filed with the municipal clerk and has been posted on our municipal website. And a copy has been emailed to the Record, the Ridgewood News, and the North Jersey Herald News, all newspapers having a general circulation throughout the Township of Wykoff. At least 48 hours prior to this meeting, the agenda thereof was similarly posted, filed, and emailed to said newspapers.
Thank you. Can you confirm vouchers have been reviewed and signed?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, all of that has been signed.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to open the 10-minute public comment period, 10-minute public comment period, 2 minutes per speaker for public comment of any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the Township of Wykoff?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Please step forward to the microphone if you wish to make a comment.
Seeing and hearing no one, I move to close public comment.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Thank you. All right, we have two special presentations tonight, so we're going to do them, then we'll take a brief recess. The first one we're going to start off with is with the proclamation for the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States 125th anniversary. Whereas the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States VFW was founded in 1899 by a small group of veterans who returned from campaigns in Cuba and in the Philippines, banded together to create a veterans organization that would advocate on behalf of all veterans. And whereas the VFW is a nonprofit veteran service organization comprised of eligible veterans and military service members from the active guard and reserve forces. And whereas the VFW's mission is to foster camaraderie among the United States veterans of overseas conflicts, to serve our veterans, the military, and our communities, and to advocate on behalf of all veterans. And whereas, since the inception of VFW has been instrumental in the establishment of the Veterans Administration, the National Cemetery System, and the creation of every National Veterans Memorial. And whereas the VFW has played a vital role in virtually every significant piece of veterans legislation passed in the 20th and 21st centuries, to include honoring our PACT Act, the most significant expansion of veterans' benefits in history. And whereas the VFW's 125th anniversary was observed on September 29th, 2024, and this date shall officially be known as VFW Day. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Township Committee of the Township of Wyckoff, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that September 29th is proclaimed as VFW Day in honor of the VFW's invaluable contributions to the veterans community in the Township of Wyckoff and around the world. We hereby stand with the VFW to ensure veterans are respected for their service, always receive their earned entitlements, and are recognized for their sacrifices they and their loved ones have made on behalf of this great country. Witnessed by my hand and seal this 8th day of October 2024. The Wyckoff Township Committee, myself, Rudy Boonstra, Roger Lane, Tom Madigan, and Tim Shanley. Thank you for everything you do. And we'll come up for a few pictures. We have our great Wyckoff VFW Post 7086 here tonight, who do so much for the community and put on a great parade, which unfortunately we missed this year, but we'll be back next year. We'll be back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate it. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you guys.
Let's move
Thank
this.
you so much. Pleasure having you guys. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
No, this guy's the head honcho here. You get in there. This is Pete. You know Ron, right? Yeah. You go in the front. You in the middle. Please.
Come in. Sure. Come in.
Dave, you're good, right? Come on. Any other better? Come on, come on. Why does that bother you, right?
I have to take a picture that Mr. Madigan will like.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We get to shake your hand. Congratulations. Hi. Congrats.
Yeah, just, we're gonna do, just stay for 2 minutes and we're gonna do a formal swearing in. And you can be on your way.
All right, you're there.
Thank you, thank you.
You're National Guard. Cool.
The banners in town.
You're from Wyckoff? I'm from New York. Oh, from New York. Okay, good.
How's the family?
Thanks for joining us.
All right. Now we have the town hall swearing in for our newest SLEO officer. I heard it's a big hit at the schools, doing a great job. So, Robert Rapp is a retired police officer from Mawa, where he served for 25 years. For 18 years, he was involved with the Junior Police Academy, Leadership Academy, and was a canine officer from Mawa. He's also a United States Marine Corps veteran. Officer Rapp is the SLEO 3 officer for Coolidge School. We're gonna come up, do our swearing in. Repeat after me. I, Robert Brown, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. So help me God. And I
Robert Rapp,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all duties of the office
all duties of the office
of Special Law Enforcement Officer Class 3
of Special Officer Class 3
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
and that I will not use my office
and I will not use my office
to grant preferential treatment
to grant preferential treatment
nor to seek personal gain,
nor to seek personal gain,
favor, or advantage
favor, or advantage
not available to the public.
not available to the public.
So help me God.
All right.
Come down for another picture.
Yeah, here we go.
One of the things we do best.
No, actually, they should probably do this one. After you test it. Thank you.
My kids said we gotta stand next to you.
Oh, over school, okay, good, that's great, that's great.
Let's go this way. One step to the left. One more. One more. There we go.
Okay. Like me now.
Learn from the
Pete's
best.
head lined up with the seal.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a long one.
There you go.
All right. That's it. All right.
Thank you for what you did.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Pete.
You could stay, but I know there's a lot better other things to do right now.
The Mets game is,
Hey, guys, thanks for being here.
Tell Christina said hi.
May check here?
I'll remember next time. I'll shoot you a text.
Still on recess or recess over?
Oh, thank you.
You ready?
See him?
I'm always ready.
Okay. Matt, are
It
you
was
ready?
nice, good job.
All right.
Thanks.
Whenever you're ready, the administrator's report, please.
Sure. If I could direct your attention to the business meeting agenda. There's several items on the, several resolutions. First is, we were awarded a community development block grant from the County of Bergen for funding to install an ADA opener on the door to the Larkin House. So the first resolution is authorizing the execution of that contract. Second resolution is just ratifying the appointment of Robert Rapp as Special Law Law Enforcement Officer 3. Resolution 247 authorizes the cancellation of taxes in years 22, 23, and part of 24, part of 22, I should say, for a property at Maple Lake that no longer exists. It was an error on the tax duplicate. So this authorizes the cancellation of taxes and refunding of about $7,000. 248 authorizes the sale of property not needed for public use anymore, and authorizing the auction of those vehicles or equipment. We have received just under $12,000 from the Department of Justice Bulletproof Vest Program. So Resolution 249 authorizes the insertion of that grant into the budget. The next five are performance guarantees. 255 is a resolution authorizing an extension to our agreement for the PSOC with the county. This is our 911 communication center for 2.75% increases for the next 5 years. And Resolution 256 authorizes our first extension of our shared service agreement with the Borough of Glen Rock for the certified municipal court administrator services that they provide. Resolution 257 is a congratulations to our clerk, Nancy Brown, at a recommendation of the Personnel Committee for her reappointment effective December 21st. Resolution 258 is an appointment of Edward Lawler as the acting fire official effective October 1st, and this is filling in at the retirement of Fred Depkin for one of his roles. 259 is an additional Chapter 159. This is an insertion of the budget for the BPU's Community Energy Planning Grant. This is a $10,000 grant that we received from the BPU for planning to do energy upgrades. I'll be reaching out to Boswell and other firms to provide proposals to write this plan that has to be written. Then there's an implementation portion after that. Once you write the plan, then you have to submit for a further grant. Resolution 260 authorizes and ratifies an emergency contract for the repair of our ladder truck, which was conducted in May. If you recall, the ladder truck was out of service for a good portion of the beginning of 2023 until we can get an emergency repair, and then, a temporary repair while the parts were ordered, and that took 18 months to arrive. And then Resolution 261 authorizes the road closures for this weekend's Never End the Fight annual 5K fundraiser. There are three ordinances for introduction. 2020 is an ordinance, a capital ordinance to fund a receipt of a grant. This was the New Jersey DCA Recreation Improvement Grant. This is for improvements to Russell Farms Community Park, specifically a outdoor fitness section that will be installed at Russell Park. That was a grant we applied there. That's $66,000 from the Bergen County Open Space Trust Fund. I misspoke on that one. Resolution 2021 is an amendment to our salary ordinance to cover several positions that have changed throughout the year. And Resolution 2022 is an ordinance amending our tree ordinance, which was adopted 2 meetings ago, to amend the insurance requirements. Also on the agenda is an ordinance for public hearing, and this is for the DCA's firefighter grant that we received $56,000 for, and we'll be purchasing firefighter protective equipment. Moving on to some updates. On Saturday, September 21st, Ridgewood Water experienced a loss of water pressure in the small section of Midland Park, which caused them to have to issue a boil water advisory for that area and the entire intermediate zone of their system, which did include some of Wyckoff. Unfortunately, we were not made aware until later that their reverse 911 system did not include all the information on current customers and was only an opt-in program. We've expressed our displeasure, I've expressed our displeasure on behalf of the Township Committee to Ridgewood officials on the failure in this communication, and we are now working with them to make sure that all of our Wyckoff residents and property owners are registered in their system to receive notifications in the future. We're also going to make it a point that going forward, anything that involved important messages such as boil water advisories in our affecting our municipality, we're going to get out in whatever means we have to get them out there, whether that means our social media, our website, our e-news, and whatever media we come up with in the future. The state's Anchor Property Tax Relief Program application launched on September 15th. The state treasury will start distributing Anchor benefits in early October and continuing that on a rolling basis, but most applicants will receive their payment about 90 days after applying unless additional information is needed to process the application. Construction on the new restroom at Memorial Field is ongoing. As you know, the tree protection and removal ordinance was adopted on August 20th. The registration form and the permit form are now available online, along with a flow chart to try and help residents or tree companies determine whether or not their trees require a permit or require a replacement, and so on. We currently have 9 registered tree contractors in Wyckoff. A big thank you to Nancy and Anna in the clerk's office for taking on this task on top of the many other projects that we have ongoing right now. We were out to bid for snow plowing services. One contractor submitted a bid, and that will be reviewed. Bids for the roof replacement are due back on Thursday. We're still working to clear up our list of rental units in town that are required to be inspected for lead-based paint as per state law. We have an inspector in the building department that is conducting these inspections. All of these inspections need to be completed by July 25th, and they also need to be completed on an ongoing basis for any tenant turnover. Anyone who has rental property in town who has not reached back out to the town after receiving several notices will start to receive violation notices in the next few weeks. We hosted the Motor Vehicle Commission for their mobile customer service center yesterday. Big hit. I believe over 65, Nancy? 85. Over 85 people utilized the services of Motor Vehicle. During that time, we provide them the ladder back room. They come in, people get checked in, they get all their stuff checked, and then they get given a number, and they get called out to the van, which is parked outside the side entrance. We look forward to them coming again next month. Long awaited, styrofoam recycling is now available at the recycling center during the same hours that we are able to accept regular recycling. Instructions are in the e-news, but pretty much it has to be clean, white styrofoam. And it will be bagged. You have to bag it when you get there with a bag that we will provide you. It can't be in a garbage bag that you bring it in. You'll have to take it out and put it in the bag that we provide you, and then put it into the new container that we have. That being said, our fall recycling and shred fest day, which includes styrofoam recycling on site, will be next Friday, October 18th at Community Park from 9 to 11:30. It's come to my attention that the new speed limit reductions that we made several months ago have not made it to the GPS and online mapping services yet. So if you drive down the street and you have the little speed limit sign in your dash, it's still coming up 35 miles an hour. I'm working on getting them updated. On Thursday, the 19th of September, I met with Joyce and Mark Santamoro, who gave me a great tour of the Zabriskie House and its grounds, and I'll be working with them and our grant writers in the upcoming months to try and apply for some historic grants to complete some of the renovations and repairs that are needed on that property. The contractor is mobilizing for Morley Drive sewer extension tomorrow. The contractor began work on the Birchwood Drive Frederick Court sewer extension yesterday. I do want to thank Rich Calby from Ridgewood Water and their engineers from Mont McDonald for meeting with the Board of Health along with several members of the Township Committee Saturday, for a tour of the Ames treatment facility that's under construction on Hartung, and also provide us a tour of 2 other facilities they have under construction in Ridgewood. Leaf collectors are desperately needed. Our website and e-news has more information, and leaf collection begins
October 21st.
Monday, October 21st, not next Monday, the Monday after, so the Monday before we meet again. And finally, the breast cancer awareness flag has been prominently posted on our government expression flagpole in the back by Memorial Field in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Matt. Township committee reports. Tim, you want to start?
Sure, I'll be brief. The zoning board met, they had 2 applications which they approved, and they asked one applicant to come back for this month's meeting to reduce the mass of the property. Well, yesterday, the Wyckoff Fire Department did a fire prevention open house, which was well attended by a lot of young kids and their parents. They got to see the firehouse, they got to see the ambulance. Haley Rooney had their new ambulance there as well, so they got to inspect the ambulance and all the fire trucks. So it was a well-attended event, and we've got to thank the volunteer fire department and the volunteer ambulance corps for their participation. And that's all I have.
Thanks, Tim. Roger.
Okay, I'll be brief as well, because Matt is very, very thorough in going over all of the various items. I did attend the touring of the PFAS remediation project that's ongoing with Ridgewood Water. It was extremely informative. We did take the opportunity to, as an aside, talk about the fact that we were upset with communications and that they, along with Matt, are working on communications for the future because we had problems with the boil water incident, and that's going to be rectified. The only last thing I'll say, and I know it's not Wyckoff related, but to those that have been affected by the horrible storms in North Carolina and Georgia, et cetera, our prayers are with them and all of the Floridians that are going to be in the eye of this potentially horrific storm, that we pray for them as well. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Roger.
Yep.
Tom?
Okay, let's start off with special congratulations to my son Jimmy and his wife Jenna. They were married last Friday night. It was a very special family event this weekend in New York City and in Brooklyn. Jenna's from Australia. Her family came all the way from Australia. Her father and I had in-depth conversations over the 3 days. And one thing we have in common is I had trouble understanding him, and he had trouble understanding me. So it was pretty good. We had the annual tailgate barbecue today for the senior lunch. It was beautiful weather. We had about 50 seniors. And special thanks to Mayor Pete Malchione, Roger Lang, and Frank Sedita, who were on the grill. Rudy for not only milking the cow this morning, but then making the ice cream and serving the ice cream. And of course, I was there for supervision. Supervisory capacity. What can I tell you? I too was at the fire department open house last night and fire prevention. And thank you all to our volunteers in the fire department, the ambulance corps. And it was a fun night. A lot of young kids, young families, which was great. Nice weather. I can't remember nice weather at that night in the last 5 or 6 years, so it was extra special. I just want to remind everybody that we're so happy that the Greek Festival had a terrific weekend. A couple of weekends ago, their event was a big success. And then the following weekend, it was sad that our fireworks ended up being canceled, but that's what happens. Looking forward to tomorrow night. The Chamber of Commerce Dancing with the Stars is tomorrow night. You know that the mayor is ready to burn a rug, as they say, and it should be a fun night, and I'm glad I'm going to be there to support our Chamber of Commerce. And it's always nice to see Janet here tonight. Thank you for coming, along with Mr. Homechek. That's it. Thank you.
Tom? All right. Rudy?
Thank you, Mayor. Planning board last month had one application that was approved. It was a fence application on the corner of Cedar Hill and James Way. There was some things had to be worked out with the applicant, but it worked out fine. The planning board meeting has been moved from tomorrow night to next week, so we can all attend the aforementioned Dancing with the Stars. We'll all be there, and we can't wait for the mayor to bust a move. So,
No pressure.
I attended the teen cleanup, tidy up event on the 21st. Most of the students came to Community Park. Very few came to the town hall. It was in two different locations, Community Park and Town Hall. And much thanks to the Interact clubs from Rampone Indian Hills for getting a good turnout for the students to help us tidy up. I too attended the PBA cornhole tournament the same day. It was a great event. The event continues to grow, and it continues to be a good event, and the weather was perfect, so that was the best part of it. Really good event. Matt has covered the sewer updates, so that is taken care of. What else did I too attended the tour last Saturday given by Ridgewood Water to the PFAS treatment, the under construction PFAS treatment plants. As noted, the Fall Shred Fest is coming up. Attended the fire department fire prevention open house last night for a bit, and I did the ice cream sundaes at the seniors tailgate barbecue today, and I think that covers it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Rudy. All right, got a few things to go over tonight. PBO cornhole tournament, I was there. Unfortunately, my team went 0-2, so we're out pretty quick, but did receive word from the PBA. It was the most money they've ever raised, and it was a beautiful day out. They had a lot of people there, and it's great. They do a lot of good things with that money with different charities and foundations and supporting the police officers and local communities. Then the following weekend, unfortunately, our fireworks were canceled. But I want to thank one of our planning board members, Frank Sedita. He was able to get in contact with a friend, Bobby, in town, and he was able to get us a direct line to, once again, for the second year in a row, Al Roker, who put it into the Doppler and said it's not looking good once again. So a thank you to them, and we'll be back next year, and hopefully we'll have some fireworks. I think Rudy and I were the only ones that went to that Hope community for the heroes, right? Was that?
Yes, that's right. Yep.
Hope, they had a community helper heroes day. They presented some certificates to the township, the fire department, police department, ambulance, and it was very nice because all the residents came out, and then all the residents made cards and big posters for all the first responders. And then after the presentations, they were able to, go look at the fire trucks and the police cars and the ambulance. So it was really a nice day up there. Also that same day, there was a new Rebel X Pilates studio that opened up in town, and I was able to cut the ribbon for the grand opening they had over there. Along with several members of the Township Committee, I was able to tour the PFAS treatment plants, and it was definitely interesting what's going on there. Definitely learned a lot, getting to be a pretty good expert in water here, which is a good thing because, as Matt mentioned, and the rest of the Township Committee, we're always pushing Ridgewood Water to deliver us the best they could for our residents here in Wyckoff. And we had the barbecue today. It was another great day. Thanks for Roger, Tom, Rudy, and May for all their help. I think the seniors are very happy. There was some good food out there. Was able to bring my Jets trailer out, who just happened to fire their head coach today, but that's a whole other different story, which I'm not sad about. But and then last night I was invited and able to attend the Jewish Federation of Northern New Jersey. It was one community, 1 year ceremony. The location they only announced a few days before for security reason, and unfortunately, there was a lot of security there for all the wrong reasons, but it was held in Tenafly, and there was between 4,000 and 5,000 people that attended, and it was held under a tent. There was a lot of great speakers that spoke at this event. There was a lot of touching and moving videos that they showed, but I just want to touch on 3 speakers that stood out to me. There was a 17-year-old girl from Israel that she came over and spoke, and she was training for a triathlon, and that morning of October 7th at 6 a.m. was her bike ride, and her bike ride was in close proximity of where the music festival was, and she just she gave us the encounter of the day and trying to get back to her family. Luckily, her and her whole family was safe, but unfortunately, a lot of her friends and other family members were not so. But it was very, very moving. And then the second speaker was a young Israeli man who grew up right outside of the Gaza border over there. And he was actually in a program where Israelis came over to New Jersey from that area. And he was actually with a family that was in the Tenafly area. And actually after he turned 18, he went to the Army Reserves. And he was out of the reserves on October 6th. He actually was on a flight and landed in America over here at Newark Airport. His phone, when he got off the plane, was going crazy. He tried to get back. He told his story how he went back. He went right back into the reserves. He was in Gaza for his first tour, and then a second tour. He was on the northern front by Hezbollah up there, and it was another very moving, touching story. And he was very appreciative of all the support from America and the letters and cards and everything they did receive. And then the last speaker was the mother of Edon Alexander, who is a Tenafly resident. When he graduated Sheriff's High School or college, he moved over to Israel and he joined the reserves. And he was one of the, not the reserves, the IDF. And he was there on October 7th by the music festival. And unfortunately, he was taken hostage when they had the last hostages, the few hostages that were released. There were some that told his mother that he is still alive. This was, I guess, back in November, that he was helping all the hostages, just comforting them. And that's one of our own right here. And there's still 101 hostages that are being held in Gaza, and 7 of them are Americans. And one of the main themes from last night was to bring all the hostages home. Israel has the right to defend itself, and hopefully this war, conflict, whatever you want to call it, will end soon. And we lastly want to pray for like all the lives lost and everyone still suffering over there today. So I know I'm ending on a little somber note, but it was very, very moving and it was very touching, and I just want to keep everybody in our prayers. And that's all I have.
Good job.
It was mentioned that we had the mobile motor vehicle commission here. I utilized it in another town before that, so it's definitely worth it for people to, if they have to do the motor vehicle. It's never usually a pleasant experience having to go there, so we can hit the mobile. But we should encourage, even outside of our town, you can go to any town, so even the local towns, if we have it, let people know. I did it before it came to Wyckoff, but it's great they're coming back, so it's a great way to take care of all that. The only other thing I would mention, if you noticed the one resolution canceling the taxes for Block 320, Lot 11, just to emphasize that there was a little bit of confusion on that. I was able to review the deeds. It was lots that were merged, then subdivided, deeded out, but I was able to review that. That should be canceled. We're doing that tonight through the resolution, and I went over that with the tax assessor to get that off the roll as well. So that's been taken care of on their side. That's it.
Thank you, Dave. All right, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchiong?
Yes,
With an affirmative vote, we are adjourned.
thank you.